Got it.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Uh, super excited to do this first episode, and couldn't do it with a better dude than my boy Ferris Wright.
I'm all right.
He's
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm not fun.
former Army vet. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, but I'm super excited about this guy. This guy is he's a good friend of mine. Not only that, but this motherfucker's a beast too. He's a beast in the gym. I mean, he gets after it, man. And I really appreciate what he does. He's in the healthcare industry as well. So Ferris, man, I'm gonna turn it over to you, man. Just introduce yourself. Yeah, let the audience know who you are.
Cool. Yeah, my name's Ferris. Stay in Dayton, Ohio is where I grew up and where I still live. Um, I joined the military when I was 20. I went to University of Toledo for 2 years. I ended up being one of those kids that was just going to school just to go to school. So I did something that nobody in my family did. I joined the military. I decided to go Army Reserves. I went in as a 68 whiskey combat medic. I got sent to Fort Sill, Oklahoma. I was one of those kids who got like coddled by mom, so I needed that to grow up. And yeah, getting your drill sergeant in your face and getting yelled at, that'll force you to grow up. And ended up in Oklahoma.
That's
Yeah, I
hard to
don't want to
believe.
go back there. So,
That's hard to believe you were coddled by mama.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, military was my first job, so it helped me grow up, and yeah, I needed that. So yeah, I did 2 months at Fort Sill, Oklahoma for my basic training. Never want to go back there. Then went to Fort Sam Houston and San Antonio, Texas for 4 months. Went to the Riverwalk. I would recommend that to anybody. Go to Riverwalk once in their life. I
Talking about
need.
San Antonio.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Okay.
right there. That's that
That's
spot.
where basic training for the Air Force is. So
Is it
I
all
was
Air Force or is it just?
yes.
Oh,
I was in El Paso, not El Paso, I'm sorry. San Antonio for basic training, and basic training for air not nearly as long as y'all's is at the time. I'm old, but at the time basic training was like 8 weeks. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I
That was
was yeah. My 68 whiskey training was 4 months. We get our EMT and you sort of learn some paramedic skills along the way. Then after that, I came back to Dayton, Ohio, and I was stationed at in Kentucky. It's Fort Thomas, Kentucky. It's just right by Newport, Kentucky. I did all 6 years there. It was nice. It was chill. I didn't have to deploy, so I'm thankful for
hmm,
that. So I know some people want to deploy. For me personally, I didn't have that desire to deploy. I did some best warrior competitions. I don't know if the Air Force has that, where
what is
you
that?
pretty much you get the best. It's like competition where you the best soldier of your company, then it's battalion, and so forth. You pretty much compete the best. You go through a ruck march, you go through land nav, you go through PT tests, and you just rack up points, and you do like your knowledge base, and to do a board. Pretty much, you just it's like a best soldier competition where you just keep advancing on and on and on until you either don't make the cut or somebody beats you. But it's really just a competition between soldiers just to see who's like the best soldier overall, more
Sure.
knowledgeable overall. But
Yeah,
we
we're
don't
not
have
that
that.
we're not that hardcore in the Air Force.
Yeah, I wish
All
I
my
was.
Air Force buddies, you know what I'm saying. Come on. You guys know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I wish I was at sometimes. Even Army Reserves is it's different. It's just like it's more of like it's a part-time job in the Army Reserves where it's people optionally take care of themselves, whereas when you're active duty, your job is kind of working out. It's just
Yeah, sure.
everybody's really in shape, but in
Yeah.
the reserves, nobody's really in shape. And I was always usually the best in shape, so I was always like voluntold or I volunteered to go to the competition because I'm in best of shape, so I can do the ruck marches, I can do the PT test easy, and I'm pretty good at land nav, but not the
What is
best.
just out of curiosity, what was at the time, I don't know if it's changed for you guys, but in the Army, what is uh the physical assessment? What is the PT test?
So it's changed now, but beforehand it was push-ups in 2 minutes, sit-ups
And
in
that's max.
yeah,
That's
max.
like as many as you
To
can.
fail.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Push-ups, sit-ups, and a 2 mile run. Now they got it's
Do you have
more
measurements?
for like So
Okay. But you
weights.
guys are different. You measure your neck too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not it's stupid. Like people like bulge up their neck so they can do it a little bit better. They
Make your
cheat.
neck
It's
the
not.
better. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the real BMI that people are doing. It's just
Sure.
it's a cheat way. But yeah, we do have measurements. I always had to usually get measured because my weight's 152. I usually weigh like 158, 160, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. But yeah, the measurements is it's
And
not right.
man,
It's
I
old
listen,
school.
I so like in the when I was in, they actually brought me there was a unit I was a part of. It was a training unit, but there was two other active squadrons. So what I mean by active is they would actually deploy, they would actually, go off and fight wars. But
Mhm.
I was part of a training squadron. So like for us, like we did a lot of like flying, we did a lot of sorties, but they actually brought me over to go help the guys that deploy, because there were a
Yeah,
lot of guys. So like in the maintenance squadron, like you're busting out 10, 12 hours a day easy. Like that's like
yeah,
that's just daily on the daily. And like I get it, man. Like some of these guys, they bust their ass. The last thing you think about when you get off your shift is you want to work out,
yeah,
or
exactly.
you wake up early enough to go in before your shift to work out. Like that's the last thing. A lot of these guys had families, and you want to spend the rest of your free time that you
Yeah,
that you have to relax, right? And so like
yeah.
we were seeing a lot and I'm not saying that that's why a lot of these guys were failing, and women were failing their PT test, but I mean it was just
Mhm.
because like they just didn't have the time to dedicate to like
Yeah.
making it. Now this is my whole thing. I still made time. You make
Yeah,
time for what you love and what you really care about, right?
exactly.
So um anyways, it brought me in to help these guys get in better shape. And the big one, the reason why I ask about the measurements, because that's where that's what was making and breaking these men
Yeah,
and women, was the measurements. In the Air Force, all we did was measure waist. And waist measurement, you get the
yeah.
smaller your waist is, basically the more points you get. And I
Yep.
think like the max points is like a 28-inch waist. um God,
Yeah.
and 28-inch waist. I haven't been that small since like what, elementary, maybe a little
Yeah,
bit older,
the
maybe high school.
measurements are so old school in the military. It's
Hmm.
like it's baffling to me because I think I still even have the app on my phone where we used to calculate after people get measured just to see. It's just like your neck, then we do your belly button, across the belly button for guys, but hips for girls.
Right.
It's so old school, it's out of date, and
Sure.
it's not right because I mean you may have the best PT score, but if you
But
fail a measurement,
crappy soldier,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I've seen that a lot. Like
Like a bunch of like bodybuilders, like stuff like that. It's just like, well, you felt your measurements well. It's like
just
no matter
but
how
but
fast you
great,
are.
great soldiers, like be able to do their job now. Like, and that's the thing. Like I've seen a lot of guys, a lot of women that are amazing at their job,
Mhm.
but they're just they just can't get the physical part right, man. And a
Oh
lot of it too is like, and on a flight line, man, you don't have time to eat, bro. Like I
yeah.
remember, you literally you got like 2 minutes. Like you
Yeah.
if you want to eat something, you better hurry up and scarf this shit down, because you need to get your ass back out there and hump. But and even the food that we did have, man, it was like Twinkies and like hot dogs and chips, and you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And a lot of these guys are drinking,
Yeah.
Mountain
Energy
Dew
drink.
and
Yeah.
Coke
Energy
and
drink, Mountain Dew,
yeah,
dipping.
yeah. Ugh. Yeah, dipping too, man. Like that was one of the big ones out there too. Is these
It's
guys and their
hard.
freaking
It's not
spit,
easy.
their spit bottles.
Oh yeah.
Y'all nasty. I'm kidding, but you know who you are.
It's
So do you? I guess like for we like in the army. I know a lot of what you guys do. I've been around army folks for a long time. But in the army, you said that physical preparedness is like a big part of your job.
yep.
Do you think that that's where you got your passion for fitness, or do you think it kind of just you've always had it, but
I kind of always had it. It took off after high school. High school, I used to be the weak, fat kid, the slow kid,
Yeah. Right, right,
the
right.
kid who could barely push like 95 pounds. And
Damn, bro. Sounds
yeah,
like me.
in college, I started getting serious about it a little bit more. Then when I hit the military, that's when I really got serious about it because I mean, your job is literally to work out. There's
Yeah,
literally no distractions when you go away to basic training. You don't got a phone or anything.
yeah.
So I pushed myself to run with like we have like A group, B group, C group. A group's your fastest group, B group's your second fastest, and C is your slowest. I always try to make sure to run with A group, and you got all those like fast guys where like they're running like 6 minutes, 2 miles, or just like
I
so
wish you guys
I
could
got to run with them.
see. I actually posted a video of this guy. I wish you guys could see him now, because it's kind of hard to believe that what Ferris is saying about himself. But did you play sports growing up?
Yeah, I do play football
Okay,
actually growing
okay,
up.
okay,
I
okay.
used to be a short, fat kid, so I actually played small school in Chaminade Julian, and I played offensive line.
Did
Yeah,
you really?
yeah, I
Dude, you're
did.
like 5 feet nothing.
I know, right? Yeah, I was short and fat, so wasn't very
Wow. Okay.
good. So
Man, more you know, man.
yeah,
Jeez.
so yeah,
Okay.
I grew out of that, and yeah, once I hit the military, that's when my fitness started taking off. Where it's
Yeah.
like, okay, dialing in, okay, let me try to keep up with these people. They're doing the right thing, and it's just like, and from the military onwards, it was like I kept that mindset where,
Yeah.
hey, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. Like 30 minutes an hour every day. There's really no excuse. It's just
Sure.
push through. It's like I don't know. That's where I got my mindset got focused in the military. That's where I got it from. Because waking up, PT, you just do it. You
Right.
go on about your business. So
You just become a machine. It just becomes habit for you.
yeah,
So
exactly.
like, so of course, like you gotta well, you had to do fitness because of your job, but
Yep.
was so personally, did you know, like, did you for you, did it like being physically fit, like did that help any like your confidence, or like did you just want to continue to do fitness because like, man, you look better or you feel better?
It's all the above. It's like I
Yeah,
feel more confident. It's a positive stress reliever for me. It's an
yeah,
outlet, just like all the stress, everything. Because when I'm working out, it's just I'm there, I'm present. Like nothing
yeah,
else matters. All the stressors, the bills, controversy, everything. I'm just in that moment. Like,
yeah.
and that's what I love about fitness is you're just in that moment. That's why I go play soccer on Friday nights. It's just I'm there, I'm present, nothing else matters, there's no problems. I'm present in that moment. It's a big part of my life is just because it's a way to build like my confidence. It's a way to build pretty much everything about me is just focused around because I'm when I work out, I feel better and I'm a more positive person to everybody around me. It's just
Sure.
I try to be that role model for especially my family too. A lot of my family
Yeah,
are overweight
yeah,
and I try to be that positive role model, like, hey, like they ask me all the time, like, oh, what do you do? What do you do? And I tell them like it's simple, just 30 minutes a day. That's all it takes. And you can get in shape. And I mean, people are willing to pay like thousands of dollars for these medications or
right.
hey, take this and you'll look like this. And really it's just 30 minutes every day at the gym. You can go to Planet Fitness, $10 a month, and you can get in shape. So it is what
Right,
it
and
is.
get you where you need to be. That's a very interesting point that you just said, because people, they're looking for the easy route. They're looking
Yep.
for, like you said, like they looking for that magic pill.
Still,
Like
yep.
there's no fucking secret to this shit. You have
Mm-mm.
to work your ass off and you have to
Yes.
sacrifice, right?
Yeah, it's just sacrifice. Like people like everybody says they don't have time, but everybody has like this 30 minutes a day. Like we all sit down and do something, or we all do something, we waste time these 30 minutes. Either you're
Mm,
scrolling on Facebook or you're scrolling on Twitter or you're on YouTube watching a video. We all have 30 minutes. It's like you can even get on a treadmill and look at YouTube and do that. It's just we
right.
all make these excuses. I do too sometimes. And we all do it. We all make excuses why we don't have to do something, and it's just like pushing through that excuse. Like, well, that's bullshit.
Right.
I have time for this actually. Like,
Sure.
stop cheating myself. At the end of the day, you're just cheating yourself from being your best version of yourself. To be honest.
Right. And so being in the medical field, I'm sure you, I mean, you experience this a lot with people that you serve, and you you encounter on a daily basis, right? I mean, I'm
Mhm.
sure there's patients that are like they're not in the best health and they say the same thing to you, like, hey man, like I wish I had time, or
Yeah.
like I
It's
wish I had money to buy healthy food, or
yeah.
I
So
mean,
like
there's many.
yeah, exactly. So like I work in downtown Dayton, and that's the surrounding areas kind of bad areas. A lot of drug use and a lot of unhealthy habits, and I get all those people and the common denominators. They all make excuses, or they all push blame, like, oh yeah, it wasn't my fault, or oh, if I had time for this and all this and that, and you just see them, and that also motivates me too, because like I get these 300, 400 pound people, and
Man,
they can't even turn themselves in bed, or they
wow.
can't even sit up straight. It's like, and it's nothing like, it's not like some illness that's not curable or something like that. It's just
Right.
like they just don't take care of themselves. Like
Sure.
I I see them, and like it's not living life. It's like I'd rather be put down out in back, to say the least, and live that life where I can't even wipe my own butt, or I can't even turn myself in
I
bed.
mean, like at
Lose
some
my weight.
point, like you like and
Yeah.
this is what I think. Like when when I see people like that, right?
Hmm.
Whether it's physical or even mental, like I talk to people like this, that like mentally, emotionally too,
Yeah.
that are not like solid. They say
Mhm.
things like, like, oh, I now I get depression. Depression's real. They're real.
Yeah.
That's
It
real.
is.
You know
It
what I mean?
is.
I know this, but you got to do something about it though. Like I had a friend. Um, she would always say to me yeah, like, I take like supplements for it. I take like vitamin D, and I take St. John's wort and all that stuff. Like that's cool. Like I think that's a small
Yeah.
fraction of what you need
Yeah.
to
Help you get right.
help your, to help your emotional state and your mental state to be in a good place, for sure, no doubt. But then at the same time, you got to do like it's a well balanced thing. Like you have to take care of yourself physically too. If you're
Definitely.
eating like crap, dude, you're gonna feel like crap.
Yeah.
If you're not moving around, like, I really fully believe, like, whenever I have this conversation with anybody about physical exercise, right? Like you mentioned walking, like that is awesome for
Yeah.
anybody starting out, or just in general. But
Yeah.
like, I don't mean you have to go into the gym, throw barbells over your head,
Yeah.
freaking squat 400 pounds. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm
Yeah.
talking about is just get yourself moving, whether
Exactly.
that's stretching or yoga, or,
Yeah.
get on your bike and riding for 20 minutes a day. Like, um, and so like when, it, that's part of it too. Like if you're not, like getting the endorphins, your all these
Yeah.
chemicals in your brain, like it's going to be imbalanced. And so
Definitely.
like I I totally agree with the part where like people are just looking for the easy route. Like
Yeah.
they want to find that one pill that's gonna, like, or that one, like they're always asking, like, what do you do? What do you do? Like, I
Yeah.
work my ass
That's
off.
I get the same thing.
I work my ass off.
Yep.
I sacrifice. I don't, and like even when I'm like at work, man, like people think I'm crazy. I carry a jar of peanut butter with me at
Uh-huh.
work, right? Like seriously, like I'll eat it with my banana, and like, um like my protein bar or whatever, and they think I'm crazy. But like now, they see like, oh, okay, like he doesn't eat like the rest of us.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. That's
Yeah.
why his body looks different. That's why he's able to do what he's able to do when
Hmm.
he, physically, and like, and so yeah, some people never get it until they're in that place where they're ready to get it, where they're
Yeah.
ready to receive
Exactly.
it. But they
Like,
don't they don't want to accept that fact that you got to work your ass off,
yeah,
right?
exactly. It's just like I get the same people keep asking the same, like, what do you do? How do you do it? It's just I tell them all the time, it's just 30 minutes a day. Just find something you like to do. It doesn't have to be what I do, and what me and you both do is it's borderline kind of crazy.
It's a little extreme.
Like
A
I'm just
little,
saying, I feel like I'm about to
just a
die
little,
sometimes.
just a little
Like,
extreme. Yeah.
but yeah, it's just 20, 30 minutes. And like you were talking about depression, like when I got back from Fort Sam Houston, because I was in the reserves, I was depressed a little bit because I was 22, 23. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like
Yeah.
it was
As far
just
as
like
what?
like what I want to do in life, like in
Yeah.
general. Do I want to go like because I went towards firefighter, paramedic at first. Like I didn't really care for fighting fire, so that wasn't for me.
Right.
Then paramedic, like I don't really care for riding around in ambulances. So I'm like, so after that, I'm like, I was kind of lost. Like, what do I want to do
But
with my life?
did you know though that you wanted to help people?
Oh
Is
yeah, that's definitely
okay.
I wanted to help
Yeah.
people, and I wish I wasn't dumb in my younger days because growing up, I always thought nursing was a stereotypical. It was a woman's job. That's who I grew up.
Sure. Yeah.
Have it,
Yeah.
and then I had those male role models. So it was
But
like,
now, right, you're seeing more and more
yeah,
male nurses,
you
right?
know, yeah, because
Yeah.
it's just like there's a need for them because
Sure.
there's bigger
But I
people and
think too,
more
though,
people.
male nurses are as or even more effective in the workplace. My brother's in the medical field, and his wife's a doctor.
Mhm.
I have family in the medical field as well. So like, yeah, most of them are women, though. I
Yeah,
think my brother's the only male that's in the healthcare
yeah,
industry. So
yeah.
yeah,
I didn't
so
have
times have
any like
changed.
I didn't have any like male role models growing up in the healthcare field. So I always thought like, hey, like nursing is a woman's job because my mom was a nurse.
Okay.
But then I grew up and like realized like it's not just a woman's job; it's any person's job. And
Yeah.
I I ran with it and it was for me. And luckily I figured it out. But yeah, at 22 to 23, I was like depressed just because I couldn't figure it out. I had like $50 in my name. I was driving a 1999 Chevy Lumina. That broke down. I had my mom fix it. And from there on, I dug myself out of that hole where I sold women's shoes for 2 years
Oh
and
wow,
did that.
really?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grinded through that,
You
making
were in sales for a
500.
little while.
Yep, $500 every 2 weeks for almost 2 years straight. That was nothing. Then
Wow, bro.
I met somebody, got into IT, and I did
IT,
that.
what's that?
Um, so pretty much tech support. I did tech support for like car dealerships. I built Excel spreadsheets for car dealerships to track their finances and whatnot. I had a
Cool.
lot to learn there because
Yeah,
that was
yeah, yeah.
out of my depth. But while I was doing that, went through nursing school, then that all worked out for me. Luckily, then became a nurse, and here I am now.
Yeah,
It's your mindset. It's really, going back to fitness is all about your mindset. You just got to push yourself through it. You got to grind. You got to do what you have to do. At the end of the day, it's just trying to be the best version of yourself. It's just don't cheat yourself. It's just like
sure.
you got to hold yourself accountable. That's a lot of people don't do that. Like
Right.
working in the healthcare field, going back to that, a lot of people push the accountability on somebody else. Like, well, this is somebody else's fault. Like, well, I didn't have this resource, or well, my parents did this, but it's all on you. Like, you don't need a gym technically to go work out. You can go work out outside, or gym membership's $10 at Planet Fitness. You don't need a $150 membership to go to CrossFit. It's your mindset and just hold yourself accountable.
Right.
So
You
we
keep
all
making
make decisions in life.
excuses.
Yep.
Keep
And
running.
yeah, we keep running from keep running from it. Like we all make decisions in life, and and I tell my patients like you gotta hold yourself accountable to the decisions you make. Like
Sure.
there's things you can do. It's just you choose not to do them by doing this or doing that. So
So like, I guess my like one big question I do have is, because you encounter a lot of people every day.
yep.
I mean, I'm sure you see lots and lots of people. You're in contact
Yep.
with a lot of people all the time, and so and they see you. Obviously, they like, it's a good looking guy. This guy works out. He looks very
Yep.
successful. Obviously, in a great, great job. Has a great job, right? So I'm sure they have a lot of questions for you. What is
Yep.
the one question besides, we're talking about fitness, and I know everything kind of revolves
Yeah.
back to fitness, but what is the one big question that like you always get? Um, when you're talking to any of these patients or anybody, even just staff, like other coworkers, like what is the one big question that you always get? Hey, Ferris, listen, you look like a good guy, blah 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 blah. What is the question you get all the time?
It's like how do you balance it all? How do you manage it all? And how did you like I get like nurses too sometimes and they're like, how did you do it? It's just like I tell anybody like anybody can do what I can do. You just gotta set your mind to it. Like I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I put the time in and I just do it. It's just in my opinion, anybody can be as good a shape as me. It's it's just, are you willing to put the time in to do it? It's
Right.
just, what are your priorities in life? Like, shoot, like when I was doing my IT job full time and I was going to nursing school, there were some nights like I stayed there to study and I did the military thing. I slept on the floor for like an hour, pop back up, start studying
Yeah, yeah,
again.
yeah.
So it's just, what are your priorities? It's just like I tell people that like anybody can do what I can do. It's just setting your mind to it and cutting out the distractions. It's
Sure.
like when I was in nursing school, like people thought I was standoffish, but literally like that was so much time consuming and I wanted it so bad. Like I had to cut off everything around me
Yeah.
just so I can focus on this and
Time away from social media,
yeah,
going
everything.
out on Friday nights.
Yeah, you just got to cut out the distractions and
Yeah.
your real friends will understand or your family will understand that because I'm trying to be successful. Because now that I did that, I can do what I want now in life where like
Right.
I don't have to worry about things or I can help my family out more just because for those 6, 7 months, I cut out all distractions and
Yeah.
that's what it is. But I also, I mean, that goes back to the military where you go to basic training, you lose your phone, or you go to your annual your job training and you're just cut off from a lot of your distractions. And it's just like I learned that from them. Like it's just you have to sometimes cut off your distractions. And honestly, you go back and you don't really miss anything. Like the
Yeah.
same people are doing the same exact things they were doing
Right.
before. Like it's like you never left. So
Or
it's
even got worse in some
exactly
instances.
it's
Yeah.
like it makes you realize like why am I putting my time into this when these people it's 6 years later, these people are still going to the same bars,
Same
like,
thing. Yeah.
same exact things. It's like
Yep.
I don't know. You just gotta
Wow.
look better for
That's
yourself
good.
in life. Like
Yeah, man. And now we're talking about growth now,
yeah, that
right?
now adjusted to growth.
So I kind of want to go back and touch on because I didn't know this about you. I didn't know you were in sales, but
Mhm.
so that time in your life when you were selling shoes,
Yep.
was that you were still in the army, but
Yep.
then so you were working like part-time jobs, or was that like a full-time job for you, or?
That was full-time job for
Okay.
me. In
So
the Army Reserve.
was that like a struggling time in your life? Because I
Oh,
know so
definitely.
and what I want to do is too is like I want to like talk about when you was going to nursing school because I know that had to be a tough time in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely like because in the Army Reserves you make from your weekend training, weekend warrior.
Ricky Warrior. Yeah,
That's what we like some people call us, oh, you're a weekend warrior. You make
yeah.
$200, $300. That's not going to do anything a month.
Sure.
So you got
Yeah.
to have other jobs on the outside. So
Yeah.
I sold women's shoes, and that's, I mean, because I didn't have any job experience, and I made $400, $500 every two
So
weeks.
this
And
was your first job other than the military
yeah, yeah,
coming out of high school. Wow. Okay.
yeah. So I was a late
What better job
yeah,
than
late
sales though,
bloomer.
man?
Yeah,
Seriously. Seriously. I mean,
sales is.
you don't think though, I mean, that helped you,
Oh yeah,
like
it's
with, building
customer
rapport, like
service.
now with patients and stuff, right? Because that sales 101, man, like you got to be
Yeah,
personable
yeah, you
with
definitely do.
everybody.
When I do nursing now, I cringe at some of the people like how they're treating these patients. Like you don't say that. That's not good. That's not
Right,
good. But
right.
yeah, that definitely it built my foundation. Even though it was like I don't like to talk about the time in my life. It's a struggle, but it definitely built that foundation for me where customer service skills where
Great.
I'm not making much money and I'm selling these women's shoes. And I don't
Yeah.
really know much about women's shoes. So
Yeah.
it's
But you
like,
at the time you didn't know that you would like you was actually building these skills
oh yeah,
that you were
definitely.
gonna need you were gonna need later on in life though.
No, it was just a job to get me by at
Yeah,
first. Just
that's
like,
interesting.
and
Yeah.
luckily, my boss, who we left to the IT job, he offered me like, "Hey, you should apply here." Got on there, and that took me off from there. But yeah, that 2 years of my life was a struggle, and yeah, it was just definitely it was like a back and forth, like thinking in my head, like, what am I doing here? Like selling
Right.
women's shoes, I'm making $400,
Yeah.
$100 every 2 weeks. Ain't nothing to be
So
proud of.
was that what spurred you to get into IT, or it was that another job that you just kind of like, ah, man, I took it because it's better pay, or?
So during that time, the second year of my time selling women's shoes, I got into nursing school. I passed the first
Okay.
semester. In the second
Nice.
semester, I ended up failing. Then it took
Wow,
me, yeah,
really?
yeah. That's another thing. Don't know, like, yeah. The second semester I
Wow.
ended up failing, so I had to apply to get back in. So during that time, I'm still selling women's shoes. and they said, yeah, we don't know exactly when we're gonna get back in, so we'll put you on the wait list. So at that time, I'm thinking like, well, shoot, I'm 23, 24. I gotta do something. I can't keep making $400, $500 every 2 weeks.
Right.
Like, so luckily my buddy came on. He went to the IT job. I'm like, okay, I gotta do something else. Like maybe I have to. Maybe I wasn't meant for nursing. Maybe I just go to IT, go on the IT side of things. So I did that.
Mm.
About 3 or 4 months into the IT job, I get a call from my nursing school at St. Clair saying, "Hey, if they're willing to come back, we can take you back." So I was like,
Wow.
"Okay, I'm jumping." Luckily, I will always be thankful for this IT job for letting me work full time and working with me,
Yeah.
and while I go to nursing school.
Did
And
you learn any skills from the IT job?
oh,
Any?
definitely, yeah, a lot of computer skills. You
Okay.
learn. I
You
learned.
do a lot of computer stuff as a nurse though, right? Correct.
Yeah, definitely,
Okay.
because you're sometimes you're your own IT person, so it helped me build. Because also I'm doing customer service because I'm talking to all these F&I guys, these accounting
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
about things like they know above me, like they got these accounting degrees and all this. Like they're
Yeah.
throwing lingo at me because I'm talking to people from Texas, from California, and they got all different kind of
From all
lingo.
over the place. Wow.
Yeah, so and I'm learning too at the same time about like these car dealerships, how they function, how they work, how they get customers to come in. And it's just it helped build me up too, because I'm still building those customer service skills
All
where
right.
I'm talking on the phone
You're
where
networking
yeah, exactly.
essentially. Yeah.
And I'm talking on the phone the whole time to people I don't even know. And as a
Sure.
nurse, like I get calls from family asking me questions because suddenly get thrown on the spot. Like I'm getting called from family, like, "Hey, how's my dad doing?" I'm like, "Wait, let me think." Okay, yeah. So get thrown on the spot a lot. So it helped. All the things I've been through helped build me up. So from the
Yeah.
military to
Heck yeah. I
selling
love
women's
that.
shoes to the IT to the grind through nursing school, where
Yeah,
some
man.
I had to stay. I stayed at the IT job to 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, just trying to study and cram. So it just all built me up to who I am now, just to build me that dedication, just to who I am right
Goes
now.
back to that mindset though.
Yeah, it's
That
just
mindset of
you gotta want
what,
it.
right? How bad do you want it? Because
Yeah, exactly.
the universe. So the universe is gonna say, oh, he wants to be a nurse.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
let's see how bad he wants to be a nurse.
exactly. Like, and then
Let's
we
make
all,
let's see him fail the second semester,
yeah,
and let's see how bad he wants it.
exactly. And because that threw me in a spin. Like, what am I going to do with my life? Like, I'm making 300,
Yeah,
300 to $500 every 2 weeks. I
right.
got a 99 Chevy.
Were you living by
Yeah.
yourself though?
No, I was living with my mom. Like
Okay.
which is another embarrassing thing. Like I don't like to talk about because I was
Sure.
staying with my mom at the
Yeah.
time. Like
Heck yeah.
being in your 20s, staying with your mom, that's something to be proud about.
Right.
Like,
Oh, and and I'm in the army. Like
yeah, like
I'm in the
oh, in the
military.
Army
Like,
Reserves. So it's not something you want to be proud about at all. So that was the depressing time of my life. Like,
yeah, man.
okay, I got to get it together, and so I just grinded. I dug myself out of the hole. I did what I had to do, and now here I am at 28, and I'm doing well for myself. I got
Crushing it.
my own place.
Hell
I
yeah.
made good money. I got bought a new car. So it's your mindset. It's just
Sure.
what are you willing to do what you have to do to get where you want to be?
Right.
And that goes with fitness and that goes for anything in life. It's just how bad do you want it? Like you were saying, like,
How bad
do
do
you
you
want it
want it?
that bad? Like we all I talk to my patients like we all have our own path in life. Some have the easier path, some have the harder path.
Right.
Sometimes we all choose the harder path when the easy path is right in front of us, but you can get where you want to be. It's just you got to do what you got to do. Except
Sure.
take accountability for your actions. I took accountability for my actions in my younger days by having like my mom coddle me and just put it on
Sure.
down. It's just like and just accepting that and just like what am I going to do now? Okay, I'm gonna do
Right.
this. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
that. So it's just
I love that you brought it because I'm all about growth and like whether that's mindset, whether that's career wise, you know, what just tell some of the audience like what is it for you, for yourself personally, like what do you do as far as growth, like what do you like to do, like is there like any books that you read, or is there certain like is there certain things spiritual wise too, I mean going.
yeah. So for me personally, like I do yoga. I do hot yoga a lot, and during that time, I
Yeah, fuck that.
meditation. Yeah. 100-degree room. You straight
Hey,
working
listen,
out
bro.
100-degree
Listen,
room.
listen. You come run. We'll do a half marathon. I'll do
Hot
hot
yoga.
yoga with you
All right, done.
for a
Done
month.
deal.
I'll do hot yoga for a month with you.
Done
But
deal. The half marathon has to be during the
you
summer.
guys heard it. You guys heard it.
That's a done deal. So, but yeah, it's just yeah. For me, it's hot yoga. Like I try reading books. I'm not a book guy. I can't. I read for a couple
You read
pages.
enough books in nursing
Yeah,
school.
I literally got like a pile of books over there. Like I've tried. I can't. I got like books like Tim Tebow,
Guys, he's gonna put
Element.
as soon as
So
the weather drops, as soon as the temp drops, guys, that's gonna be his for the fireplace. That's gonna be his
the haters just throw the books in
he's just
there.
throwing the books in the fire.
But yeah, yoga is my thing. Like when I do yoga, I think about my life. Like, am I doing the right thing? Am I treating people right in my life? Am I doing what I need to do in life?
Yeah.
What can I do better? It's just my time to self think. Like, what am I do to need to be better? Am I treating the people in my life right?
Yeah.
Am I spending enough time with my people, the people who care about me? It's just yoga is my time to just self think and just
Yeah.
pull back and just look from like 1,000 miles above. Just look at my life. Like, am I doing everything I need to do right now, or am I being lazy? Do I need to get back on track? Like, all right, what do I need to do to get back on track? So yoga is my thing where it's like a meditation for me where I just think about my life and
Right.
just think about what I need to do better. Or am I doing the right things?
Yeah. Everybody
Yeah.
has that thing, right? Where they just kind of get lost in it
Oh,
and they let their mind just go. I know for me, running does the same. So running, swimming, not so much CrossFit because I uh feel like I'm dying, but
yeah.
I mean, you don't have enough time to think in
You
CrossFit.
know, you
You
just trying
just,
to get to the next exercise.
yeah, you're just trying to survive.
Exactly. So yeah,
Yeah, I think everybody has that one thing, but um,
yeah.
yeah, I
It's
like
just
that. I like I'm proud of you, brother. Like, just I didn't. There's things on this episode that first said that I was like, oh, damn,
yeah. I don't
okay,
like that. I went through like the hard stuff in life, and that's why I don't think I'm better than anybody. Like I was depressed
we're
for
all struggling.
good years. Like
We're
yeah,
all
we're all
struggling.
struggling. Like we're all struggling with different things. Like
Different
I
things.
just it took me longer than others to figure it out, but it's just like I'm not better than anybody. We're all struggling with what we
Yeah, I
have
love
to
that.
struggle with.
I like to say same battlefield, just different fight. We all
Exactly.
have different battles that we're fighting. Same war, right? Which
Yep.
is fighting against the mediocre self, which is fighting against the person that you're trying to be better than, right?
Yeah.
And but for everybody that looks different.
Yeah.
For every
Exactly.
for some people, it could be, trying to lose 20 pounds. For some people, it could be just putting down a pack of cigarettes. It could be, you know, getting away from junk food. Like everybody has different battles. So
Exactly. That's
yeah.
why I don't boast about myself much. I don't really care to talk about myself because
Most
I
humble
mean,
motherfucker you
yeah, I'm
ever gonna
humble.
meet.
Like I do what I have to do. Like I don't think because I really don't think I'm better than anybody. I mean,
Yeah,
I may make more money than somebody or maybe better shape than somebody, but at the end of the day, I don't think I'm better than anybody. I just had to do what I had to do to get here. Like I'm
sure.
not. I like personally as a nurse, I don't think I'm smarter than some of the nurses I work with. It's just I'm a grinder. I work hard,
Yeah,
and I'll make it up in other areas, or I'll ask somebody to figure it out. It's just I do what I have to do to get where I am, and I don't think I'm better than anybody. Anybody can do what I can do, but that's just my mindset. It's just I'm just focused on me, making myself better, and I'll try to help the people around me and make them better with me. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, I'm not better than anybody. So
sure.
we all have our battles. We all, like you were saying, we're all on the same battlefield, just different kind of battles. So
Right. And the I, I think it's for a lot of people that are gonna listen to this, they're
mhm.
probably not gonna want to hear what we're saying,
Yeah, yeah,
which is good because that's called conviction, right?
yeah,
When somebody hears something and they're like, ooh, that sounds like me.
yeah.
Uh,
Definitely. Sometimes I'm like, I
and they're
cringe.
like, they just cringe because they're like, but I
That's
don't want
me.
to look at myself that way. Like, I don't
Yeah,
want to,
it's hard to look at
but
yourself in the mirror sometimes. Like,
what people don't realize though is that the the toughest thing to do is accept who you are. That's
Oh,
the toughest thing to do. When you can accept who you are and where you want to be, right? Everything else is going to fall into place. So like for me, I know I'm an asshole sometimes, and I know like, you know, like just the way I think and
yeah,
even the way I treat people sometimes,
yeah,
like I I can't like, I'm one of those people that like I so hard on myself because like, like you should be doing better. You should do better, better.
yeah, exactly.
But I that is the only way when you self-assess,
Yeah,
which is what you're talking about. When you
yeah,
self-assess and you're like, okay, how can I be a better nurse? How
yeah,
can I be a better CrossFit coach?
yeah,
How can I be a better server?
yeah,
Or, how can I be better at anything? Right? You have to self-assess and you have to accept, like, okay,
definitely.
maybe I need to wake up earlier, right?
Yeah,
Maybe I need to wake up at 4 a.m.
yeah, you get it
Just
in.
to go get on the treadmill for 30 minutes before I go to work.
Exactly.
Maybe I need to, you know, clip those coupons
Yeah.
for
Yep.
healthier foods at the supermarket
Yep.
because you make and stop buying junk food. Maybe you save
Exactly.
more money that way, right? So you're able to buy healthier foods for you and your family. So
I think we're in the time like a time where like we're so quick to judge other people. Like we love judging other people for what they do. Like all
yeah,
this social media, like oh they broke up, like oh he's an awful person, they're an awful person. But a lot of us we don't even look at ourselves in the mirror and like we don't self-assess ourselves. We're so drawn and looking at other people's lives,
other
judging
people,
other
right?
people, but we don't judge ourselves. Like what can I do better to better
Yeah,
myself? Like maybe like a lot of these people who judge other people, they look at themselves in the mirror. They probably don't look at themselves in the mirror because they don't
probably not.
really honestly like themselves or who they are. And it's just
And
like,
those are the people that are criticizing others.
yeah,
Those are the
exactly.
ones because they feel so bad about themselves, so they gotta project that on
To
to
other
somebody
people,
else.
yeah, like oh, they're not doing it
And I
well.
I realized this a long time ago too, because like it wasn't because I realized it, like it just came to me. It was me. It was me that was like, man, like I'm so negative towards others because I feel like shit. And
Yeah,
I don't like who I see in the
yeah,
mirror.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Yep.
But yeah, that's interesting what you say about relationships. I was reading a quote that I posted like a year ago. And this is like yesterday, actually. And it said, like people think like you're like, when we talk about like your ex, for instance, right? Like you
Mhm.
say, man, like I'm too you'll say something like, I'm too good for my ex. That's why we're not together. Like, no, that's
Yeah,
not it. You're gonna your ex is, and so will you. Your ex is gonna
mhm.
find somebody that is better for you than you were. Same for you. You're gonna find somebody that is better for you um than your
Yeah,
ex was. And
yep.
and I really do believe, man, like, it takes two happy people to come together to form a healthy
Yeah,
relationship, right? So
definitely.
like and for whatever reason, like you two just couldn't make it happen. Like,
Mhm.
that's like with any relationship, not just something, not an intimate relationship, but that's with any relationship,
Yeah.
like, and you go through different seasons of your life, and sometimes that person, like they're
Grow
not in
apart.
your life, you know, I mean, it could be just for a short while, it could be for, for the long run. But the thing is like, I think if you're not trying to make yourself better, the whole point of it is just trying to make yourself better
Yep.
for other people,
Yep.
right? Like, and the only way to do that though is to what? Self-assess, right?
Yes.
Then yeah, like you're gonna keep finding yourself in these relationships, and you're gonna keep on wondering why. Like, fuck,
Like,
man, like
yeah. Why does it work out? Like, why
why
does?
why does nobody like me? Like, dude,
Yeah,
maybe you're the problem, bro. Like maybe.
it's just like you gotta like if you don't love yourself, how do you expect to
Mm,
love others?
there
Like
you go.
at the end of the day,
You have
that's how it
no
is.
overflow. You have
Yeah.
nothing else, like
Like,
nothing left to,
yeah.
you know.
So I don't know. It's just like I'm not honestly. We're talking about all this. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I can be an asshole, or sometimes I do stuff
You
wrong.
are an asshole,
You
fucker.
know, I can be standoffish.
Very.
It's just always self-assessing myself. Like, well, shit, I was an asshole here. Let me go apologize and let me correct my
What
actions.
right? What can I do better? Yeah, what can I do
And,
better? How
and
can I do
talking about
better?
the military is we do AAR after action reviews, and that's a big thing. Like okay, well, I just had this argument. Well, what was this argument about? Was I right? Was it wrong? What was their viewpoint? What was my viewpoint? And it's just like, well, shit, maybe I was wrong. Let me go apologize.
Yeah.
Maybe not be friends, but I did the right thing and we're good now. So we're better in my mind, but that's how it is. It's just, I always do after action reviews, which is ARs in the military for in the armies, but it's just
We have the
reviewing.
same in the Air Force. It's progress. Uh, is it no, not progress report. I mean, basically that's what it was. I mean,
I
like,
wish I was Air Force, but
I could totally see that, brother. I
yeah.
could totally see that. The
I
metal,
was just
like,
the first in my family to join, so the recruiter got me like, yeah,
got his
you got the medic
ass.
job. See that nice car out there? You got Camaro. You know you don't.
Yeah. The money
so,
sounded. Did they give you a bonus too?
uh, did he give me no? He didn't give me any bonus. He just said,
Damn.
like, "Look, these skills will help you. You're going to school for medical. This will help you out.
Yeah.
Look, look, you have asthma. Don't talk about that."
Oh, for real? For real?
Yeah, he made
Wow.
me hide that.
Wow.
Yeah, so he made me hide that. And yeah, so because there was one guy in my basic training who had asthma, and the recruiter had him lie about that, and the recruiter ended up getting in trouble because he had an asthma attack. I was like, well,
Damn.
yeah,
Did you not know about his asthma? Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
So
So
whoops.
did mom have like anything to do with you getting into the healthcare
Yeah,
field?
definitely.
Yeah.
Because watching her grow, she had me when I was 19, and watching her grind through
Oh
it
wow.
all. Like she sometimes even took me to the when she was a nurse in the ER, took me there, set me at the desk until the
Oh
babysitter came
man.
and got me. My
Yeah,
grandpa
yeah.
came and got me. So
So you was
watching
in
her
a
grind and
you
go
was in
through,
a hospital
yeah, I was
before
not,
you could barely
I was
walk.
exposed to it before I even knew it.
That's how
So
it
it was
goes, man.
yeah, so it was always there. It was just me figuring out that that was the job I always wanted to be
Yeah.
or wanted, just because
Wow.
it's like I just didn't have that male role model where in my mind at that time when I was younger, you look at the male role models around you, like, okay, what do guys' jobs do? And instead of like, what does every person job is?
Sure.
And that would have saved me a lot of trouble in the long run. But in my mind, everything happens for a reason. Every path
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be the nurse I am now if I didn't go through all those hardships. I wouldn't be nearly as good. I probably wouldn't be still a nurse if I didn't go through everything I went through because it's easy for me to relate to people because I went through those hard times where I wasn't proud of myself. I was depressed.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what is life. I see my friends, 22, 23, already successful. Here I am selling women's shoes part-time, being a
Yeah.
weekend warrior in the military. So it's just I can relate to people better now just because I went through that struggle. I don't talk about it much just because it's not something I'm proud of or it's
Sure.
not something
Well,
I
I'm
bring
thank
up.
I really appreciate you being transparent on the show, man. Because I really do I know I believe that you're helping a lot of people.
Yeah.
And whether you realize it or not, a lot of people are going to hear this and they're going to be like, man, like that's me.
Yeah, it's
You know what
just
I
I
mean?
don't like yeah, I don't bring it up because it's just part of my past. I'll bring it up if we're having a conversation, or we're having a deep down conversation, but it's part of the past I'm not truly proud. It's part of my story. So
Sure.
if it's time to bring it up, I'll bring it up.
It's a
But
great story, brother.
yeah, at the same time, it's just like it's not something I'm proud of, but it is what I went through, and
Yeah.
it maybe who I am today. So,
Shaped you emoji into who
but
you
yeah, well,
you're
where I am
calling
now.
now,
So
right?
I wouldn't have met the people I met today if I didn't go through the hardships I went through, or I
Yeah.
wouldn't be as positive to people around me. Like people, like for instance, like Amy at the gyms calls me beast, but she did a 30-inch box jump before me. I always bring that up. Like you'll always have a 30-inch box jump before me. So
Yeah.
I'm thankful for the people I'm around. I'm always humble, and I know we all have our own battles. So
That's a fact. I know this guy. I'm around this guy pretty much every day. One of the coolest dudes you ever meet and humblest dudes you ever meet too.
but yeah,
Listen, if you could go back,
yep,
actually, no. Right now. Okay. So if we like sitting here right now and a younger Ferris comes along, I'm
yep,
talking about 15-year-old Ferris,
yep,
right? Just wet
yep,
behind the ears, still don't know,
yep.
like just, you know, Mr. Know It All, but he don't know nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
What
Yep.
would
We
you
all do
tell?
that.
What would you tell him
I would tell him
about life and just, you know,
sometimes you just got to go through the hardships. I know 15, you think you know it all. You think, I got
you
this
ain't paying bills
plan.
yet, buddy.
Yeah, like, yeah. You're going to go to college. You're going to get through college first time. You're going to get your 4-year degree. You're going to do that and this. Maybe that's not the path for you. Maybe you should have joined the military first. Maybe you should consider that. Maybe like, hey, like, think about more fitness wise. Like, it's just think more about things, like just be, no matter what you decide to do, be proud of it and be committed to it. It's just life's a battle. Every
True.
day's a battle. Every
Yeah,
day's a
man.
different battle for everybody. It's just, go through that battle and just, just realize that, try to be the best version of yourself every single day, and
Right.
know that, just try to be better than you were yesterday, and things will eventually work out for you. We all don't have that straight narrow path where, 16, 17, graduate high school, go 4-year degree, got that good
Right,
paying
right. Had
job.
everything laid out for him
Yeah,
perfectly.
everything laid
You know
out.
what though? You're my favorite kind of person to talk to,
Yeah.
because those people that had everything laid out for
Oh
them. I was
yeah.
telling this to somebody yesterday. I was over at a friend's house for like Christmas lunch, and like we are talking about this, and I told him, I said the most beautiful people, the most interesting people are the ones that went through hell
Yep.
and back again.
Yep.
Those are the most beautiful people. The ones that lived in the dark for a long time, had
Yep.
to struggle for a long time.
Yep.
They're the most kindest, most sweetest, most humble people that I know.
Yeah, because
And um it makes it even more interesting to talk about. Like, I didn't know you,
oh yeah. I
you
went
know,
through all that. Yeah,
yeah,
I'll
you know
bring
what I
that up.
mean? And so
It's
like
just
it
like,
again, it just makes this conversation, and for the audience, it makes it a lot more interesting. Not only that, but a lot of people can relate because like I said, everybody's struggling. Everybody's
yeah,
going through
oh
something.
definitely. We all
Um,
struggle with things all the time. It's just how you deal with it. Like, working it, like, go back to fitness. Fitness is my positive outlet
yeah,
with all the
for
stress
sure.
I deal with at work. Like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I lost a 78-year-old patient. I was pressing, I was doing CPR on his chest, felt his ribs crack and everything. Did CPR for 30 minutes on him. I was sweating all over him, and the
Yeah.
doctor called it, and I seen his family come in, and that like literally that crushed me. But that military mindset where I had to just keep going and do my job, and after work, and it just all set in, like, man, this guy, I couldn't save this guy. Like, this is my first life where I lost him like CPR, and it's just like, and that
Yeah.
just crushed you. So I gave myself an hour, 2 hours, that do that little pity party, and picked myself back up, went to the gym. All right, this is what we gotta do. Just stop feeling sorry for yourself. You did everything you could. I
Yeah.
know, because it makes you feel like, damn, I'm a shit nurse. Like, I couldn't help save this guy's
Yeah.
life. Like, this
It
doctor says
shakes your
like,
confidence a little bit.
yeah, it does. Because
Yeah.
doctor asked like 30 minutes in, like, is there final request? Is there any recommendations that anybody considering? The room just silent. You can't say anything. We tried
Sure.
everything. And it's just like,
Right.
you just let this guy go. And it's just like,
Yeah.
it crushes you. I mean, he's 78, but at the same time, it's like, damn, I couldn't save this guy's life, because
Right.
you go into it trying to try to make everybody's life better, or try to save everybody's life. And once you like lose that life, it's just like, damn, like, maybe I'm not as good as I think I am. Like,
Mm,
damn, like, is this right for me? Like, shoot,
right.
you see their
But
family come in.
at the same time too, brother, like that's just life though. You
Yeah,
can't, you can't win them
yeah,
all. You can't save them
yeah,
all,
yeah,
and
exactly.
you can't be tough on, you can't be so hard on yourself.
Oh, definitely.
I tell my brother this, my baby brother, like, we lost our dad, uh, to a heart attack. This was 2015.
Hmm.
And my baby brother, who's in the healthcare profession,
Yeah,
he was
broke it
trying
up.
to resuscitate and trying to, bring him back. And he forever, he,
When
he told me this once, he said, I will forever blame myself. I could have saved dad,
yeah, it's
but I
just like,
couldn't. And
yeah,
like,
like,
man, like it really does bring tears to my eyes. Like every time we have this conversation, and I tell him like, dude, you
can't
can't
save it.
do that to yourself, man. Like you
Yeah,
cannot. Maybe it was better off, that you couldn't save him. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah.
Like,
And
but yeah, I
it's
mean,
it's so hard. Like, like when you're in the healthcare field, there's gonna be that time where you just can't do it, but once you actually go through it, it's just like, well, damn, this is what it actually feels like. Like you
Yeah,
kind of feel like shit, but it's like, yeah, like you were saying, like maybe that was the path that I had to go down, but it's just like you feel like shit, and
yeah.
you just got to cope with it, and
But I
it's always
think it makes I
honestly it's always in the back of your mind too. It's just you
mm,
just got to deal with it and figure out ways to cope with it. So,
I think it makes you stronger though
oh,
as an
definitely.
individual, you know?
Oh,
So
definitely. It just makes you more dedicated, more focused. It's just that the hard times make you better. It's
absolutely.
going through hard times always makes you better as a person, as anybody, any relationships. Hard times always make you better because it builds that stronger bond, or it makes you stronger in the end of the day. It's just because you got to pick yourself up and
Right,
you gotta keep pushing through.
right.
It's life. You
Hell yeah.
like you take punches, you fall down. It's just gotta get back up.
Get your get your ass back up.
No, you used to fight, so like you fall
Yeah,
down, you just get back
man.
up.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. It's a totally tell you
different.
what, man, it's the fight game's totally different
Yeah.
place from that's a whole nother can of worms, man.
Yeah. So yep.
Well, brother, I appreciate you.
No problem.
I know what you do, and I and I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine what you have to go through on a daily and what you experience. But
Yeah,
what's next for Ferris, man?
extra fares. I don't know. Right now I got three
I always like
classes.
to ask this question, like 5-year plan, 10-year plan. Like
I
what's
understand.
next? Yeah. What's next?
So right now, just keep grinding through my fitness, get better at
Marathon with EJ.
fitness. In the summertime,
And
you
it's
can't be during the cold. I'm not a
that's
cold
short term
runner.
goal right there. Short
Yeah,
term.
short term goal. Okay, we do the half marathon, but
There you go.
just keep getting better in my fitness,
Yeah.
become a better nurse.
You ever thought about becoming a coach?
Maybe if that
I
path
think I
opens,
asked you this question before. You should, man.
if that path opens up, yeah, I need to.
Mm-hmm.
I dedicate myself a little bit more. I need to work on my mobility a little bit more there. But if I dedicate myself more, I do consider that a path. So, because fitness is always a big part of my life.
Yeah.
It's literally the center of my life. Because later, before I go to work tonight, I'm going to go work out, then go to work.
I
So,
was just there. I was there. So I ran, but then you'll probably see it later. I did some. I was like, man, I got to get on this barbell, man. Like, I felt so lazy because I didn't do anything yesterday.
yeah, the
Uh,
same
all I did
way.
was all I did was eat fucking sweet potato souffle yesterday. Yeah, man, so fucking good.
Yeah, I got all the junk food at work. So I guess I got my
What
steps.
you doing? What are you gonna do?
What do you mean?
Sorry, guys. I know. We're like
Yeah, yeah.
now we're talking like gym
I'm
buddies
gonna do
now.
2 or 3 miles. Then I'm gonna go to the CrossFit side. Then I'm gonna do flip some tires, do some rope jumps, and do some handstand push-ups.
Nice.
Something quick, nasty. Just bang,
Beat
bang,
yourself
bang.
up.
Yeah, beat myself up for 45 minutes to an hour.
There you go.
Then go into work. My mindset right. So yeah, but
There you go.
fitness gets me focused. I don't know. It's a big part of my life. But yeah, my plan is just keep grinding through my workouts, get better in my fitness, become a better nurse, become more knowledgeable. As I get more knowledgeable, think about what I want to do from there
Is
because
that you think you're gonna keep growing in the healthcare
medical
industry?
field. Yes.
So what are you now? Are you RN right now?
Yeah, I'm RN right now.
You
Three
want
more.
to work your way up to being a LN? You think?
So 3 more classes. I'll have my BS in nursing. Right now, I have my bachelor. I mean, I have my associates in nursing. I got that through Sinclair Community College. Now I'm going to University of Cincinnati right now. I got three
Okay.
classes left to get my bachelor's of science in nursing because
All right.
you can work as a RN and you just sign a contract say I have to get my bachelor's within X amount of years. It's usually 5 years. I'm
Sure.
in year 2. I just decided to just keep going because a lot of nurses just stop and they procrastinate about it. But
Yeah.
you just gotta keep that focus and just keep grinding through it. So
Mindset right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And after that, I'm gonna take a break from school, figure out what I want to exactly go from there. Do I want to do, I don't know, forensic nursing is kind of interested in me. I don't.
Mm,
There's so many paths in nursing you can go. You can go to travel nursing,
sure.
nurse practitioner. It's anesthesiologist.
Nurse practitioner. You're nothing short of a doctor, except you can't write prescriptions, right?
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much you're like a doctor, and it's just yeah, it's what
Just
my
without the
mom.
doctorate.
Yeah, pretty much. That's without the
That's
doctor.
all. Yeah.
So that's that. But yeah, it depends. There's so many paths in there. So after I get my bachelor's, I'm gonna take a break from school and just think about what I exactly wanna go from there in my career path. But just keep grinding right now. That's
Yeah,
really it.
man. I'm proud of you, brother. I
Yep.
really, really appreciate you, man. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for
Yep.
being so transparent.
Yeah, no
Um,
problem. If anybody asks me, my life's an open book. I tell anybody, even
yeah.
the times I'm not so proud of, it's life.
And
We all
I told you that's what this show was about. This show was going to be about, helping
transparency.
people, and like we're gonna, open up our lives to everybody and say, hey, like, let's listen, like, I'm no different from you. I'm no
Yeah,
different. I'm human, just like you are.
yeah,
I've
exactly.
had many fucking struggles. I still struggle, but like I'm
Just
here
yeah,
I'm here to help you. I'm
yeah,
here to help
figuring
you.
it out every day as we go. It's just like I know it's like we all have like we're all on the same battlefield, just different battles. It's
There you
just
go.
yeah, that's really it. But yeah, I'll see you at the gym, sometime this week.
Yeah,
So,
so you gonna be there tomorrow morning?
oh yeah, I'm gonna push through and go at 9 a.m. I'm just gonna
All
push
right.
through.
All right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow morning, man.
All right, EJ, I'll
I
see
gotta
you
work
there.
tonight, but thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. I really
No
do. Thank you for
problem.
doing this.
Anytime,
Is
man.
there anything you want to say to the audience before we get off?
And just, just every day is a journey, and just try to be a better version of yourself every single day. That's really all you can do. If you do that every single day, just try to be a better version than yesterday, you'll eventually get where you want to be. It just takes time. Just got to grind.
There you go. All right, brother.
All right,
Love you,
EJ.
man. I appreciate you, dude.
No problem. Anytime.